Good morning YouTube, Esquire here with yet another oxygen not included video. Can't speak. Anywho. Yes, so this is the design I've come up with. I just wanted to share with you guys. It's using the rooms model from, I can't remember what update it's from now. But yes, you've got a series of rooms. This colony supports 10 duplicates, so I've got 5 in here, 5 in here. Spaces for 10 within the mesh hall, 3 lavatories, a shower and a sink. I think that's pretty much all you need. If you have more than one shower, they spend most of the time in the shower anyway, so keeping it down to 1 reduces the amount of time they waste in there. I've got a bit of a stress room. I was having a few issues with stress. It's not an issue anymore. So these are set to trigger at 20 and the stop at 60. So, sorry, this start at 60 and they stop when they get down to 20. But they've only got a low priority, so it's not going to impede on anything too much. Med bay, obviously, 2 med beds, 2 food positions. So yeah, this starting off, these had algae deoxidizers down on the corner. I've actually put in some gas vents now, so have a quick look at my gas overlay. I'm pumping oxygen in now, because I do have 3 what's-my-jiggers. I can't remember anything at the moment. Electrolyzers, that's the one. Pumping stuff around. I'll let this play on for a bit. So you've got the plenty of oxygen. So I've got a pump up here that's basically aimed at taking the hydrogen. Anything else gets put into the system as well, obviously. And one down here is basically aimed at taking out the carbon dioxide, as seen here. Again, anything else gets put into the system. The first filter we've got here is the carbon dioxide filter, which pumps out in these vents around my carbon skimmer, so it's removing carbon dioxide. The second vent I've got here is the oxygen filter, which at present just comes out in the 2 rooms. Or 2 stacks of rooms. I do have a algae deoxidizer here as well, just to use any algae I've got knocking about and keep a bit of oxygen in here without fully depleting the water and so on. It's kind of a backup system, if you will. You'll see in these rooms, these stacks of rooms, we've got here, this is where the gas comes out. I've got a double airflow tile. 1 doesn't quite allow enough flow, so 2 allows it to come through a bit better. Each room has an airflow event leading up to the next room, which allows a full circulation. Why are you opened? Oh yeah, I had some water issues in there. Alright, I'll close that now. Eventually allowing oxygen out the top. The idea being, if I produce enough oxygen that this hits max pressure, it can actually push out excess oxygen and put it into the system. So we just don't end up with a situation where it's not pumping oxygen, we just keep a continuous flow going. The reason we've got some down here is, if you're not familiar, carbon dioxide, if I could find any knocking about in here. There's some. Always falls down to the right and oxygen rises to the left. So oxygen would gather here and carbon dioxide here. If you left the system as it was with carbon dioxide in the mix, no obstructions, you'd have oxygen, carbon dioxide, maybe more like that. But anyway, so putting your flow tiles on the far right allows carbon dioxide to drop down and out of the system, in essence. So in here you see I've got a load of carbon dioxide. There's a fair bit of oxygen knocking about as well. Basically this is kind of wasted, this oxygen's kind of wasted. The way I'm pumping more oxygen in though, in theory, it should eventually just level out across the area. So I've got carbon dioxide up here, I'll probably do some airflow tiles in this bit. You see here I've got a couple of hydro fans. I've had some issues with these. Obviously all this is producing heat. I put some thermal insulations. I did have doors. It wasn't enough. I don't know if they do an insulated door yet. Probably useful. this was working nicely for a while. This one is constantly producing mush bars, electricals constantly producing mush fry, and this is constantly producing lice loaf. I have actually set the consumables up so the meal lice and the mush bars aren't consumed. That way they're only taking they're not as good but slightly better and less diarrhea ridden mush fries and lice loaf. So a quick look at my water here. One of the main issues, this is all fairly self-sufficient at the moment. One of the main issues, I'm not producing enough wastewater actually. So I just did some cleaning up that I didn't really need to do. So like here, I'm not too bothered. They don't really go down here all that often. But you do produce fluted water bottles, which I can stick in my bottle empty, because this has not got enough water in it. Let's have a quick look here. So I've got a pump pumping out through the filter, comes along here, it's feeding into the refined metal maker and the electrolyzers, as well as the carbon scrubber, which doesn't actually take much. And then coming into here, because this is submerged, it's overpressurized, so it never overflows without any need for automation, which is handy. A liquid pump here takes my fresh water, my clean water, and you just see it's just fully loaded up here. So all these toilets are ready to go, shower, sink, this toilet and shower and sink. And then what I've got is the wastewater comes down here and through my hydroponics farm tiles, fertilising my plants, and any excess gets deposited into here, along with any from up here. I'm thinking of building, I've got a pump on build down here that's not finished yet, which will be bringing all this water in. I've got a filter here, so the clean water is going to head over here, polluted water up here. Why are you not built yet? Unreachable build. Stick you there. That should do the trick. Can't reach them. So yeah, these hydro fans look like they're going to be solving the issue, which is handy. These are just overheating on the body temperature. They're fine for the atmosphere, they're fine for... Got some hydrogen in here now. Might stick an air tile in there. Yeah, so they're fine for atmosphere. Oh, that one's sorted now. This one's still too hot. I did have doors and lights here, but obviously with the issues of the heat, I've had to get rid of them to make room for my hydro fans to reduce the temperature. So once that one's done, I'll set these back down to 5 so they're not constantly running. Let's stick some air tile in there just to let the air flow a bit. Did I do a double one there? No, sorry, leave it as is, that's fine. Obviously I'm producing a lot of carbon dioxide. I've got 2 coal generators and a hydrogen generator. Initially I took so long in getting the hydrogen generator up and running. Yes, the decor. So fantastic rooms, high stress areas. Should probably do something to rectify all this, maybe close them off eventually. So there's not an issue with all this isn't affecting these ladders basically. Yeah, so I took so long building the hydrogen generator initially that I had so much hydrogen that this was just hydrogen all the way around. This backed up all the way to here. There was hydrogen queuing up here, and this was running fantastically for ages. I now don't have enough hydrogen. Maybe with the airflow tiles I'll get a bit more going up there. Just have a quick look. So we've got a load of hydrogen trapped in here. There's a bit knocking about here. All this hydrogen coming up. Seems to flow a bit. We've got hydrogen. Hydrogen doesn't seem to want to go to the middle. So there does seem to be a definite trend. If it's rising, it goes left. If it's falling, it goes right. So this should probably be relocated over here, really. Building that's really sort of let should go. That's fine. So I've got 81,000 calories, 2 refrigerators, not full. I did have food issues initially, but once my lice loaf was in production, and I had 2 microbe mushers going, I was sorted. I've not added too much water from. I've not added any water actually. Obviously, there's a pocket here, a bit of a pocket here. There's 2 or 3. There's about 3 freshwater ones down here, and I've added about 2 polluted ones over here. There's 2 those polluted ones over here I added earlier as well, as you can see there. But that's all the water I've been using. Is that working now? Why is the pipe blocked? Because numpty here hasn't selected a filter. Right, there you go. Sheesh. I'm probably going to have to move that. So let's reconstruct you. Basically want to get the same setup I have on the other side with the pressurized system. Vent, deconstruct. I'm swimming in granite as well, by the way, so look at all that granite. Just building everything in granite, just for the decor. I've got stuff in there now, not happy, but oh well. Well, we're at that, let's stick that there. Sweep. Clear this bit out. Stick some speed up to get going. Yes, that's going to hopefully end up the same setup here, so it gets over pressurized, stops. Excuse me. Why are you building them with gold amalgam? Do not use my gold amalgam. Copper, right. 2 over, 2 over, 2 over, 2 over, so on and so forth. Let's quickly get these built. Yeah, so I'll get the airflow going there. So what I'm using gold amalgam in on this one, just for the decor benefit, because obviously on here I've got some gold amalgam, refined gold amalgam metal tiles. Increases the decor by 22.5, which is, so my decor here, look at this, is plus 300. I've got a wire there affecting it and an airflow tile, but despite that, that's 322.5. It's 346.5 here, look up here, it's 355. So fantastic decor. As soon as they enter this room, the decor is going to go through the roof. Got a low immunity somewhere. So this supports 10. I've not tried it with 11 yet. I've probably overload it with that. Obviously without the sleeping areas for them. I'll probably build another bit and rebuild this another spot on the map in the future to bring in another 10. Let's reject all. Excuse me. Building lots of resources. Who's got low immunity? Oh, the cook. No. So that's building there. The soil has access. So I started mining out the sides, as you can see here. The other thing I'm going to do is build a fertilizer processing area in here. The idea being, I don't know what the idea is, to be honest with you. I haven't fully thought it through yet. I wanted to add some more polluted oxygen, polluted water through other means than that. Why is everything being built on gold amalgam? Sorry. Copper, right, build. Is that reachable? Yeah. Is that reachable? Unreachable, right. So cancel. Prioritize, let's get this going. I'll leave that there, I don't care. So just deconstruct, I'll end up resources stuff down there. Right, so that's pumping water in. Let's get this. This is going to get nice and filled. It's going to have a constant supply of water to filter, constant supply of water to feed the electrolyzers. This is the issue I was having, you see. I wasn't producing, I didn't have enough polluted water to process. So this wasn't being, initially this was backed up, and then I basically went through all the polluted water, and these consumed everything, and this happened. So that's why I've been panicking about getting polluted water in. So the carbon being processed, cool. Yeah, so this is all same. Cycle 70, stress 28. Immune systems are dropping a bit. I need to find some way of purifying the water, maybe. Plenty of food knocking about, plenty of water knocking about. Half the system's automated, so if I want to do anything, the duplicates will jump to it. Let's see how this is flowing a bit better now. Oxygen. It seems a real issue with the oxygen over here. It's like, no problem over here. Big issue over here. I don't know if it's a slightly shorter distance, maybe. Might want to put like a couple more vents there, perhaps, just to spread it out a bit. But I'll look at that in future. So that's going right. So these are fine. I can drop these down to a 5. I'm going to crack on with a little bit of building over here. So what we want, so we've got the fertilizer synthesizer, use to produce fertilizer, not too bothered about that, water sieve, algae distiller, so we want that, and we want the power, where are you, natural gas generator. So the plan is, I need a liquid pump down bottom. So there. So this room is going to come off here. There's going to be a liquid pump down here. That's gathering the water that falls down. Utilities, no, it's refinement I want, isn't it? There we are. Let's have a liquid fertilizer. I do believe these produce natural gas. Yeah. Which is why I want it. So stick that there, maybe. Yeah, let's go with there. Mesh tile. We'll add the mesh tile in later. Don't know whether it will build or not with that. And then what we want above that is, where are we? So build mesh tile over there, and a ladder. So what we want, more refinement, algae distiller. 1, 2. Let's do that then. Cancel. Refinement, algae distiller. Yeah, that's. Sorry, messing around a bit here. And let's have another one. Let's have it there. Pump up. Yeah, I did not think this through. Cancel build. Because what I wanted below that is natural gas falls, so I need that there. And dig out all this. So the idea is the polluted water will fall down here, fill up this thing. There. Right, sorry, messing around too much here. Flash tile. Probably not highly efficient, but I don't really care at the moment. So we have the algae processors. No, sorry, let's just spend this out a bit. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's do that there. There we are. Right, there we go. Right, so build this up. At full speed. This has been pretty slow. Must just be because of the abyssalite. Yeah. So please don't get trapped in there. You know how stupid duplicates can be. They're just going to get trapped in there without a care in the world. Oh, that should be fine. Blocked off now. Get temperature issues again there. So that's filling up nicely. We've got that pumping away. So dig that out. I won't be able to reach it for a while. So this should process all that water to clean or otherwise. We will eventually hit a problem where that backs up, so nothing processes. But it should eventually clear itself. If that's backed up to that point, we have enough water. That will soon be processed by all these. And let's see what I'm looking like on the gold. Yay! Processed gold. Let's have some nice gold flooring all over my building. Base, colony, thing, whatever you want to call it. So let's be building away. This is going to have to get wide and everything. I'll do that another time. Save you hassle. Come backwards. So yeah, this is my efficient, self-sustaining level 72 without any major issues. Kind of some compromised immune systems, but I got a hospital to deal with them. Shouldn't be an issue. All my duplicates, by the way, are the originals. So if you have a quick look at reports, no, not reports, vitals, here we are. And we have a look at the stats. They have some fantastic. Most of them started with at least 5 learning or so. So everything else is picked up quite nicely. Stats. I got like 22 athletics, 11 learning, instruction. Pretty crap otherwise, actually. I think I actually picked her up as a runner. Yeah, she's a runner, so she had good athletics to start with. Yep, 20 athletics. Again, another runner. So having runners is handy because they basically get stuff around quick. I think 20 is the cap. Yeah, she's got some light wounds. Oh, right. She would have more, but she's currently got light wounds. So I should probably put some of the duplicates into beds. New duplicates available. There'd have to be a super duplicate at this point, like 10 and everything, for me to consider letting them in. Skill increase, no research selected. Let's get some research going. Animal control, resistance conductors, healthcare. Should we look at healthcare? Liquid turning, HVAC, transit tubes. Oh, transit tubes. Yeah, we're gonna go for the transit tubes. Let's have a look at these. So we've got transit tube. Quickly transports duplicates from a transit tube. Access to the tube's end. Only transport duplicates. Allows duplicates to enter the connected transit tube system. So that's transit tube access. Transit tube crossing allows transit tubes to run through wall and floor tiles. Functions as a regular tile. I look forward to using them in the future. Maybe that's how we bypass all this terrible decor. Yeah, if we quick look at my Jones. Oh, it's not that bad actually. I thought it'd be hyper dirty, as it's just filtered and then sent back in again. I've got a slime lung issue there. Don't know if dumping some chlorine into the system would help. He's got some infection. He's fine. So I've set it up at what's that, 200,000 to disinfect at. Not a major issue. Everything's fairly alright. Yeah, so doing that reduces the amount of time they waste disinfecting everything. A light cleaning will do. I said the deco, that's what I was on about. Yeah, so a transit system and just kind of bypass this area, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that's it. So I'm going to finish this up. Maybe look at moving and probably do another video after that. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions how I can improve this monster, that would be helpful. Feel free to comment below. Cheers. Bye.